Actually, good.
We are now live streaming.
That's fair. Take the under. Yeah, boy. Welcome back. Hey, look who's back.
What's your name? Viviana. Viviana. That's so pretty. Lovely.
Yeah, and he said, oh, no, it's not here. Whether it's here or not. Call the meeting to order. Ask you please stand and face the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Good evening and welcome to the October meeting of the Town of Lancaster Zoning Board of Appeals. Ms. Terranova, would you please take attendance?
Mr. Hain.
Here.
Mr. Matthews.
Here.
Mr. Michaeli.
Here.
Mr. Storr.
Here.
Mr. Tillmans.
Here.
Mr. Zelag. Chairman Monacelli.
Thank you. We have four items on the agenda tonight. They'll be heard in the following order. 6 Northfield Lane, 53 William Kidder Road, 27 Foxhound Road, and 22 Northfield Lane. Ms. Terranova, would you please read the legal notice for 6 Northfield Lane?
First case considered by the Zoning Board of Appeals is that of the petition of Matthew and Melissa Agliario, 6 Northfield Drive, Lancaster, New York, for one variance for the purpose of constructing a residential accessory structure and a public drainage easement on premises owned by the petitioners at 6 Northfield Drive, to wit, a variance from the requirements of Chapter 400, zoning section 14, subsection D, Schedule B of the Code of the Town of Lancaster. The request calls for constructing a residential accessory structure and a public drainage easement. Chapter 400, zoning section 14, subsection D, Schedule B of the Code of the Town of Lancaster requires no structures other than fencing allowed within any drainage access easement. The petitioners therefore request a variance of a 5-foot encroachment into the easement.
Okay, there's someone from 6 Northfield here. If you could, hi. If you could just come up to the podium and give us your name and address for the record.
My name is Melissa Gugliaro, and I live at 6 Northfield Lane. Apologize, I lost my voice this morning.
Okay. Tell us just a little something about your project.
So we're hoping to build a storage shed in our backyard. It is near the drainage easement because it is the flatter part of our yard. Due to the grade of our yard, it is very steep. So this back corner would be a more flat area that doesn't go right up against the back of our house, blocking all of the windows on the back side of our house. We're hoping to have the shed so that we can increase our storage for all of our equipment for the yard, toys for the kids, things like that.
Okay. All right, we'll now go to the board, see if the board has any questions or comments. Start with Mr. Hain.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no questions.
Thank you, Mr. Matthews.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have no questions.
Mr. Storr.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. You're putting it on a stone pad?
Yes, the plan is to put it on a stone pad as opposed to a concrete pad so that we don't impede drainage.
Okay, crusher run type stuff?
What was that, I'm sorry?
Crusher run type stuff?
Yes.
Okay. If the town ever needed access to the drainage easement, would you be willing to sign an addendum that says you're responsible for moving the shed at your cost?
Absolutely.
Okay. No further questions?
Thank you. Mr. Tillmans.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I have no questions.
Mr. Zelak.
Thank you, Mayor, or Mr. Chair. I have no questions.
Thank you. I thought the application said it was going to be on wood skids, didn't it?
On top of the stone pad, it'll be put on the wood skids.
Okay,
Yes.
it'll be on skids on top of that, okay. All right, I have no questions. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to address this? No?
Actually, I have a question for Matt. Matt, I can see from the pictures and quick drive-by that there is quite a slope going down to, from the street to that easement. Is the town aware of any drainage issues or any problems with that current area as they're building new construction over there?
What we do have there is a rear yard drainage system that passes along the backyards. The as-built survey that was provided to us by the builder does show a drop-off of approximately 3 feet from one side of the lot to the other. This is in the lower end of the lot that's going to accept all the backyard drainage. As it stands now, there are no drainage issues because these are all brand-new structures. The modification hasn't been made to any grading yet.
Okay. Thank you. No further questions.
That was part of my concerns. This is a new subdivision, brand-new subdivision, and we've had other people in the past who would come here and they've lived in a house for 20, 25 years, and they've been able to say, I've been there 20 years, there's never been water there. Here we don't know yet, because this is brand new. So it's the only comment I have.
Yeah. And I think that's also why we wanted to go just 5 feet off the fence. I know that's part of the code as well, but the idea is that it's far enough back that it won't need drainage.
Yeah, 5 feet's kind of a lot. I mean, so how wide is I couldn't tell by looking at this survey. How wide is the easement? 10. So you're going about halfway across it.
Yeah.
I understand your parcel is, I looked it up, but I didn't look it up. It's here in the survey. I think it's about 130 feet deep. About 130 feet deep, so. Do we have a motion?
Our concern with putting it any farther up in the yard is also because of the significant grade of the yard. We would have to put a very high platform, which would increase cost and just other concerns with the backyard. And this specific corner happens to be flatter than any other part of that back part of our yard. And the only other part, like I said, that is anywhere near as flat is right on the back of our house in front of all of the windows. So.
Yeah. You have not purchased it yet, have you?
I haven't.
You have not purchased the shed yet, have you? All right. We have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Whereas the zoning board of appeals of the town of Lancaster has made the following findings, that this area variance for a single-family residence according to part 617.5 C17 of the New York State Codes, Rules, and Regulations is a type 2 action and has been determined not to have a significant impact on the environment, therefore is not subject to a secret review, that no undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood by granting of the area variance relief sought, that no detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance relief sought, that the benefit sought by the applicant cannot be achieved by some other method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than the area variance relief sought due to the gradient of her yard.
Thank you.
That the requested variance is not substantial. that the proposed area variance will not have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district, that the alleged difficulty is self-created, but not to the extent necessary to preclude the granting of the area variance relief sought, that this board has taken into consideration the benefit to the applicants if the area variance relief sought is granted is weighed against the detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood or district, that within the intended purposes of this ordinance, the variance relief sought, if granted, is the minimum variance necessary to afford relief.
Would you consider adding a condition?
With the condition that if the town ever has the need to enter the, well, town, county, or government,
Filing, right, the county?
You'd
yeah,
have to sign the,
that they will accept the cost of moving said structure.
or just sign the, Matt, I have to ask you, does each sign is called an easement to access agreement, or?
No, I mean, typically, these are filed as a deed covenant on the parcel, so it transfers with the land. That's the proper avenue, in my opinion. I'm no legal expert, but that would be the way to go.
That's
Yeah, so pretty much if you ever sell the house, whoever has it is agreeing to what you're agreeing to tonight.
Okay.
Motion by Mr. Stewart, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
I'm sorry, roll call vote?
Mr. Hain,
No.
Mr. Matthews,
No.
Mr. Michaely,
No.
Mr. Storr,
Yes.
Mr. Tillmans,
Yes.
Mr. Zelik.
Yes.
So it's 3-3, which means it's denied.
Is there any appeal process for this process or no?
I'm sorry?
Is there any appeal process for this appeal process?
You can. If you can give my office a call in the morning, I can walk you through it, or the town attorney's office, either one.
Mr. Arno, would you please read the legal notice for 55 William Kidder?
The second case considered by the Zoning Board of Appeals is that petition of David and Patricia Haste on behalf of Carolyn Haste Irrevocable Trust, 65 William Kidder Road, Lancaster, New York, for one variance for the purpose of separating a portion of the parcel located at 53 William Kidder Road for a merge onto 65 William Kidder Road on premises owned by the petitioners at 65 William Kidder Road, Lancaster, New York, to wit. A variance from the requirements of Chapter 400 zoning Section 13, subsection C, Schedule B of the Code of the Town of Lancaster. The request calls for separating a portion of the parcel located at 53 William Kidder Road for a merge onto 65 William Kidder Road, leaving 221.14 feet of road frontage. Chapter 400 zoning Section 13, subsection C, Schedule B of the Code of the Town of Lancaster requires a minimum lot width of 300 feet if abutting a dedicated street. The petitioners therefore request a 78.86-foot variance.
Thank you. Is there anyone here from William Kidder Road? Hi.
Hi.
Please give us your name and address.
I'm Patricia Heist. I'm at 65 William Kidder Road in Lancaster, New York.
Okay, thank you. Just tell us about your project, what you're looking to do.
I'm sorry.
Please just tell us about your project and what you're looking to do.
There's no project. Basically what it is, my mother-in-law is Carolyn Heist, and she's getting elderly. That's why she couldn't show up herself today. And when my husband bought some land, when he was a young man, he had given some frontage or land to my mother-in-law and father-in-law, who has passed away now. And in their will, and all the way up until now, she's getting elderly, and now she wants to give back David that portion that he had given to them. So basically, that's what it is. Just,
So you would be creating a third parcel of the
No,
of the
no.
two? Would you be creating a third one?
no. We're not creating a third parcel or nothing. Basically, it's the same thing when David bought the land. He had given it to his mom and dad, a portion, the same portion. Now, as she's getting elderly, she wants to give it back. You know, she doesn't know how much longer she has. So it's just basically, you know, it's been passed down. My father-in-law passed down, they put it in their will, then it's in it now. And there's basically, nothing's changing. If you look at the land, nothing will change at all. It's
Okay.
seamless. So there's really going to be no detriment to the neighborhood, no change. Nothing's really going to, happen. It's just the merge.
Okay. Thank you.
And then, I don't know if you guys have it, but I went to all the neighbors and everybody signed the letters.
Yep,
Because
it's,
basically, there's going to be no change, no detriment or anything to the neighborhood.
we have letters of support from the neighbors at
Yeah.
54, 58, 88, and
Yeah.
107.
Yeah.
William Kidder.
I figured that probably was enough because that was the ones that are closest, but, I talked to more of them and everybody said absolutely, so.
Okay. We'll go to the board for questions. Mr. Matthews?
Sure, so if I understand this correctly, you're essentially just shifting the land from one spot to the other, which is changing the frontage? The foot in that, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, I'm all set, Chairman.
Thank you. Mr. Storr?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Matt, is this an accurate representation of the history of this property? Was this parcel cut at some point in time to?
Perhaps, without reading the search and all the transfer information from years past. I mean, the way the lots are right now, one is 300 feet wide, the other one is whatever it is.
Yeah, one's 400 something, one's
Right,
300, so they're gonna
right.
make the one nearly 500 and the other one 220 something. Okay, no further questions.
Thank you. Mr. Tillmans?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I guess the original reason that was transferred over was to make that lot conforming, or what was?
No, when my husband, before I married him, bought that parcel of land, his mother and father said, could we have a portion of it? And my husband had given them a portion of that land, which is that small portion. Now that she's getting older, she just basically had said from the start that they want to give it back. My father-in-law passed away. She's 88, going to be 89, and that was her wishes and her intent. And that's basically, nothing's going to change whatsoever, with the property or land. In fact, when I went around, most of the properties, even on that road, are in the 110 to 187. So they're, actually even smaller than
Okay.
what it's
All right,
going
I
to
have no
be, I
further
guess.
questions at this time.
Thank you, Mr. Seeler?
Thank you, Chair. I'm just unsure what the reasoning is for give it, I understand the purpose of her wanting to give it back, but why do they need to give it back? If she does pass, wouldn't it go to your son as well, or her son?
Well, what will happen when she passes it is in her will, but she's getting older and she's wanting to do it now while she's still alive.
And the purpose is just to give it back, there's no intent to build on it? Any accessory
No,
buildings?
none whatsoever, no. It's going to keep everything intact just the way it is.
Okay, I have no further questions.
Ms. Shea?
I have no questions, but I just want to make a point of clarification because we're seeing a lot of these now, and the code did change recently to increase lot sizes, so we're getting a lot of comparisons to existing lots saying, hey, we're not changing the character because all of these other lots are of a smaller size. It's a reason why the code changed. So, well, I appreciate the work that you put in to do that. Just a little information as to why that's now 300 and how, the existing lots we know are smaller. Kind of the driver on why that code changed to have bigger
Right.
lots.
So the lot had always been, before David had given his parents, had always only been 217.14. So it's basically just bringing it back to where it always had been for, say, hundreds of years. If you go back into the records, it's always been only that, and it's going to be what it's always been. So there's, I guess, if that's helping you, it's not going to change any, if you look at it, it's seamless. you know, it's,
Yeah, I understand where you're coming from. We're seeing a lot of these cases, and I think we're going to be seeing more in the future. So just a point of clarification as to why it kind of is the way it is now.
yeah. So, yeah, there's, like I said, there's no detriment or anything, so.
Thank you for explaining it. I'm sorry, I did misunderstand when I read the application. I thought you were creating a third lot. I
No.
understand now it's not that.
No.
Anybody from the audience who would care to speak on this? Seeing none, do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Whereas the zoning board of appeals of the town of Lancaster has made the following findings, that this area variance for a single-family residence according to Part 617C17 of the New York State Code Rules and Regulations, the type 2 action has been determined not to have a significant impact on the environment, therefore is not subject to secret review, that no undesirable changes will be produced in the character of the neighborhood by granting of the area variance relief sought, because it is returning the neighborhood to its original character.
Thank you.
That no detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance relief sought, because it will benefit the adjoining property.
Thank you.
That the benefit sought by the applicant cannot be achieved by some other method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than the area variance relief sought. That the requested area variance relief sought is not substantial. That the proposed area variance will not have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district. That the alleged difficulty is self-created, but not to the extent necessary to preclude the granting of the area variance relief sought. This board is taking into consideration the benefit to the applicant if the area variance relief sought is granted as weighed against the detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood or community by such grant. That with the intent and purposes of this ordinance, the variance relief sought, if granted, is the minimum variance necessary to afford relief.
Thank you, Mr. Storr. Motion by Mr. Storr. Do we have a second? I'll make a second. I'll second it. And just a reminder, which I meant to say before the last case, any vote requires 4 votes. There's 7 members to this board. Any vote requires 7 yeses to pass. I'm sorry, 4 yeses. 4 yeses. Mr. Arnova, roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hain,
No.
Mr. Matthews,
No.
Mr. Michaely,
Yes.
Mr. Storr,
Yes.
Mr. Tillmans,
No.
Mr. Zelik.
No.
It's denied.
It's been denied.
Okay. So where do we go from here, basically, since she has it in her will?
Yeah. I don't know what to tell you, except I guess you're gonna have to leave them like that for now.
I'm part,
I said, I don't know, I'm not here to advise you, I'm not sure what to tell you, other than, I guess you have to leave it that way. The town is not giving you permission to do so.
okay. Can I ask the question after the fact as to why it would be denied? Just for the fact is there's no impact to the neighborhood, there's, nothing. Can I ask why it would be denied, just for the fact that it's a seamless transaction, it's land, son and mother who's been taking care of the land, he's continued to taking care of it, she's
I don't know
getting
if
to
anyone
ready
cares
to move on.
I don't think this is really the place to, the board made a decision based on interpretation of the code, interpretation of the application, so I think that's really all we can say for now.
Okay,
Sorry.
all right.
All right. Third case, Ms. Turner, would you please read the legal notice for 27 Foxton Road?
Third case considered by the Zoning Board of Appeals is that of the petition of Brian Herman, 27 Fox Hunt Road, Lancaster, New York, for one variance for the purpose of installing a residential accessory structure and a required front yard on premises owned by the petitioner at 27 Fox Hunt Road, Lancaster, New York, to wit, a variance from the requirements of Chapter 400 zoning, Section 14, subsection D, Schedule B, of the Code of the Town of Lancaster. The request calls for installing a residential accessory structure in a required front yard. Chapter 400 zoning, Section 14, subsection D, Schedule B of the Code of the Town of Lancaster requires no accessory building to protrude into the front yard. The petitioner therefore requests a 20.9-foot encroachment into a required front yard.
Thank you. Is there anyone from 27 Foxland here? Hi, if you just give us your name and address.
Sure. Brian Herman, 27 Foxton Road. I'm the owner of.
Thank you. So just tell us what you're looking to do.
Yes, just as I live on a corner lot, looking to build an 8x12 storage shed on the side property. While it's kind of in the front, it's also in the back within the current fence line. So it will be inside of the fence line, away from the house at 17 feet. And overall, just looking to have extra storage for equipment, things of that nature. And then it will also be built to match the house, siding and shingles.
Great. Thank you. Mr. Storr, you care to start?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. No questions.
Thank you. Mr. Tillmans?
Thank you, Mr. Chair, I have no questions.
Mr. Zila?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just one question. What is the reason for putting it up so close to the corner of the fence? Or your variance, if you brought it back, so you wouldn't be asking for such a...
It was just more of the location from other structures, trees and everything that are in the yard.
And did you put the fence up where you live in there, or was the fence already up?
There was a fence already was there, but then I put a new one in because someone drove through it, the old one.
Okay. No further questions.
Thank you. Stan?
Do you have the dimensions of the shed you're going to be putting up?
8x12,
Height?
6 feet walls.
Okay. I have no further questions.
Matthews?
Sure, thank you. So the fence is in place. What kind of fence is it?
It's a vinyl gray fence, solid.
I'm all set, thank you.
Thank you. The only comment I have are questions. We must have, I don't know if Matt, did this board grant a variance for that fence?
I'd have to back into that record.
The original fence was installed in in the 80s, and there was a variance for the height of the fence. So.
Okay. I have no questions. Anyone in the audience? Seems like not. We have a motion.
I'll make a motion. Whereas the zoning board of appeals of the town of Lancaster has made the following findings, that this area variance of single-family residence according to part 617.5C17 of the New York State Codes, Rules, and Regulations is a type 2 action that is determined not to have a significant impact on the environment, therefore is not subject to secret review, that no undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood by the granting of the area variance relief sought, because several other corner properties in similar situations have similar auxiliary structures.
Thank you.
That no detriment to nearby properties will be created by the granting of the area variance relief sought, that the benefits sought by the applicant cannot be achieved by some other method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than the area variance relief sought, that the requested area variance is not substantial, that the proposed area variance will not have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district, that the alleged difficulty is self-created but not to the extent necessary to preclude the granting of the variance sought, that this board has taken into consideration the benefit to the applicant if the variance relief sought is granted as weighed against the detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood or community by such grant, that within the intent and purposes of this ordinance, the variance relief sought, if granted, is the minimum necessary to afford relief.
Thank you, Mr. Storr. Motion by Mr. Storr. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Matthews. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hain?
Yes.
Mr. Matthews?
Yes.
Mr. Michaely?
Yes.
Mr. Storr?
Yes.
Mr. Tillmans?
Yes.
Mr. Zeller?
Yes.
Yes.
It's been passed.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
You too. I know you're writing, so when you have moments, when you can, the legal notice for 2022 Northfield.
Fourth case considered by the zoning board of appeals is that of the petition of Mitchell and Kathleen Foster, 22 Northfield Lane, Lancaster, New York, for one variance for the purpose of installing a residential accessory structure and a public drainage easement on premises owned by the petitioners at 22 Northfield Lane, Lancaster, New York, to wit, a variance from the requirements of Chapter 400 zoning Section 14, subsection D, Schedule B of the Code of the Town of Lancaster. The request calls for installing a residential accessory structure in a public drainage easement. Chapter 400 zoning section 14 subsection D, Schedule B of the Code of the Town of Lancaster requires no structures other than fencing allowed within any drainage access easement. The petitioners therefore request a 2-foot encroachment into a public drainage easement.
Thank you. If there's anyone from 22 Northfield, if you'd please come up, tell us your name.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Foster,
Hi, Ms. Foster. Your address,
22 Northfield Lane.
thank you, just for the record. So tell us about what you're either looking to do or the variance that you're requesting.
So it's for the shed, and it's for a 2-foot variance, same as the one from earlier, but just 2 feet.
The shed's already there?
It's already there.
Okay. And I think I saw in your application that it's on a concrete pad.
Correct.
So, okay. And the pad cannot, the shed cannot be moved, all right. Anything else? Okay.
Not really, no.
Where do we start this time? I think Mr. Tillman's.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I don't think I have any questions right this second. Yeah. Did you guys pour that concrete yourself? Was the
No, we had a
was the
company
contractor?
come out, and, it's my own fault. I didn't know that you needed a permit for that, and then I didn't realize we had an easement there. I thought there was a drain on both sides from each of our neighbors, and I didn't realize that ours was still an easement. So once that happened, and they said, oh, you're on an easement, I couldn't move it.
Okay, so like this
We already
company
paid.
didn't tell you?
Our neighbors were having theirs poured, so he came over and was like, I can do it for a cheaper price since I'm here already. And I said, okay, draw something up. And he said he knew how to do it for a shed, and he did it to code, and yeah.
Okay. All right, no further questions, thank you.
Mr. Zalak.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. How long you been at this residence for?
Since August of 2020,
2000?
21.
So 5 years roughly?
Yeah.
And were you aware that there was an easement in the back of the property?
I thought it was just on the side. That's why we have a fence, and we couldn't do the fence on the actual property line. We had to come in for it.
Okay. Why did you choose to put it on concrete? I know you got a good deal on it, but why was it?
It was always going to be on that. It's bigger too. It's 12 by 16.
Okay,
And my last house, I like them on concrete better. I think they're sturdier.
okay. I have no further questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dane.
The only question, just so I'm clear, there was no permit pulled at the time you had this installed? Okay, I have no more questions.
Mr. Matthews.
Thank you, I have no questions.
I know there's no one from the audience, I don't think, who wants to speak of it. My only comment would be, and you heard what happened with the last one, part of when we've granted these in the past, it was always with somebody would have to sign a condition, an agreement stating that they would move it if required.
I'm sorry, they wouldn't move it?
They would move
They
it.
would move
That
it.
if the town, in other words, if the town ever had to come in there and clean out that easement in the rear, that it would be moved. And here you've said in the application that it can't be moved, cannot be moved.
Well, it would have to be if they had to get in. I meant like, I wasn't going to move it now for no reason. That's kind of what I was going with.
Okay. All right. Anyone else from the board, any other?
So, I didn't go yet. I didn't get to go yet.
You didn't go yet? I'm sorry.
We started with Mr. Tillman.
I'm very sorry.
So I think the question he was asking, would you be willing to sign that addendum that says if the town needs to grant access, you'd move it at your expense?
100%.
No further questions.
Thank you. Any second go-rounds? Anyone else?
I'm good.
Matt, I know it's kind of a newer development, but we probably don't know yet if there's drainage issues in that.
It's active water.
Again, based on the as-built grading survey that was submitted for the certificate of occupancy of the new structure, there are no drainage issues. These are brand-new facilities.
Okay.
Do you know, is her neighbor's poured concrete pad also on the easement?
Any permit that was issued along Northfield were outside of the easement.
Have there been others? So we had two here
We've
tonight.
had I responded to an inquiry earlier today since, I believe, 2020. There were 8 shed permits, various sizes. All of them were issued permits outside of the drainage easement.
Okay. How did this come about, that you've had it up already, and then you're here tonight?
Apparently, an anonymous email we were told by somebody, but we asked all of our neighbors, and they said they were fine with it.
Right, but how did you, in other words, or Matt, I made this the right question, how did this come to light?
It was identified that a shed was installed without a building permit, so upon the investigation, a notice was issued to, to make the application minimally for the shed installation, and then it was identified that it was inside the easement, so we naturally couldn't issue the building permit.
Right, okay. Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion. Whereas zoning board of appeals, the town of Lancaster has made the following findings, that this area variance for a single-family residence according to part 617.5C17 of the New York State Codes, Rules, and Regulations, the type 2 action has been determined not to have a significant impact on the environment, therefore is not subject to a secret review, that no undesirable change will be produced in the character of the neighborhood by the granting of the area variance relief sought, because it already exists.
Thank you.
That no detriment to nearby properties will be granted by the granting of the area variance relief sought, that the benefit sought by the applicant cannot be achieved by some other method feasible for the applicant to pursue other than the area variance relief sought, that the requested area variance is not substantial, that the proposed area variance will not have an adverse effect or impact on the physical or environmental conditions in the neighborhood or district, that the alleged difficulty is self-created but not to the extent necessary to preclude the granting of the area variance relief sought, that the board is taking into consideration the benefits to the applicant if the variance relief sought is granted as weighted against the detriment to the health, safety, and welfare of the neighborhood or community by such grant, that the petitioner will sign the addendum that the shed will be removed at her cost if the town ever needs to gain access, and that within the intents and purposes of this ordinance, that the variance relief sought, if granted, is the minimum of variance necessary to afford relief.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Storr, second by Mr. Zilak. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hain?
No.
Mr. Matthews?
No.
Mr. Michaely?
No?
Mr. Storr?
Yes.
Mr. Tillmans?
No.
Mr. Zilak?
Yes.
Denied.
Sorry. All right. Before we adjourn, was one more thing that I did want to bring up. Was last month we had a petition of 422 Westwood. 422 Westwood last month was denied, and it was, just a little bit of background there as a reminder to anyone, was that the application was submitted and accepted as an area variance. Sometime before, maybe within a day or so before the meeting, they were told that it was a use variance. They changed their application. It was denied. They're asking for a rehearing based on the fact that they're stating that they didn't have enough time to prepare the application and that the board did not have the application, enough time to review the application, asking for a rehearing. As reminded, to have a rehearing, we would have to unanimously vote yes to rehear them, and if they are reheard, we would have to pass unanimously. So, I happen to think they have a valid point in that they didn't have enough time. They put together, if you remember, a good presentation, but it was done within about 24 hours' notice. I'm willing to, I'll make that motion that we rehear 422 Westwood.
Can I just
Yes.
input one thing? Am I correct in saying that when they came for the variance or the non-compliance form, they were told it was for a use variance?
Okay.
Verify if you'd like.
During the application process?
Let me-
That was the application process?
Let me be 100%.
So they were informed in the application process.
The application is very similar. Your findings are a little different with use rather than area.
Yeah,
Usually needs to meet all four criteria.
right.
But I do take responsibility that they got the wrong application.
Okay, so that's enough. They received the wrong application. They replied using the criteria that was submitted to them for the use variance.
There's a motion, and I'll second it.
So the motion would be that we...
Motion?
Well, I made the motion that we rehear it, that we do agree to rehear it at our next meeting in our November meeting. And by agreeing to this, we're in no way, shape, or form voting on the motion, whether or not it should be granted, but just giving them the right to a rehearing. Motion by me, second by Mr. Starr. Roll call vote, please.
Mr. Hain?
Yes.
Mr. Matthews?
Yes.
Mr. Michaely?
Yes.
Mr. Storr?
Yes.
Mr. Tillmans?
Yes.
Mr. Zilla?
Yes.
It will be reheard next meeting.
Okay. Anything else for the good of the order?
I have one other thing. Chuck Malcolm has agreed to do a training for a seeker. And if you could all email me, I think it would be prudent to do it on a Thursday, since we're used to meeting on Thursday. There's no other boards that meet on Thursday. Sometime maybe between now and the next meeting, or right after the next meeting, one of the Thursdays, if you can give me your availability, so I can set that up, and that will be good for training hours also.
That'll be here?
Yes,
How long is the
I
training?
don't know. 1 hour?
1 hour?
How many hours do you need?
Huh?
That's it.
3.
Anything else? All right, motion-
I was just curious.
Motion to adjourn?
Aye.
Aye, Captain.
Is this soon as possibly next week?
Yeah, we're adjourned.
For the seeker?
Pardon?
Is he 2 weeks out? How far out is?
I'm good next week.
I don't, there's
Well,
no
if you
Thursday.
email me-
Yeah, I will. I think that's what Dave's question is how soon is?
Is he available as soon as next week?
I don't know. I asked his availability. He didn't
Okay. So we'll email you.
Send you an email,
give me-
let us
If I could
tell
give him
you.
a couple of dates.
Yeah,
And
great,
we'll see.
fantastic.
Thank you. The next time I have a conflict on a Thursday night is ZBA meeting in November.
I totally thought
ZBA meeting in November.
William Kidder was.
Thursday nights are pretty.